Hi folks, Clint Taylor here from the Property Investor Centre. Today we're going to be talking about how to increase your property profits by working smarter to find the great deals. First of all, we're just going to recap the 4 main strategies for making money out of property. With property, we're able to produce immediate equity. So we can purchase at a discount. So most of you would be familiar with going down to your local retail store and purchasing an item at a discount or for less than what it's normally worth. Well, we can do the same thing with property, and this is called buying below market value. When we buy like this, it gives us a capital gain from day one. So we make money up front. We're then able to use this equity that we gain at purchase as our deposit for our next property. We call this deposit recycling or deposit rolling. The second way of creating immediate equity at purchase is by buying off the plan. This is where we purchase a property that is not yet built, and we purchase it off the plan from the developer. This is a delayed settlement type scenario. It's great to use in a rising market. We're able to lock in our purchase price, and then as time goes on, as prices increase, as the market moves on, by the time we settle the property, it's worth more than what we've paid. Great strategy. The second way to make money is by adding value to an existing property. Now, we like to do simple cosmetic renovation. We do this for 2 reasons. 1, to increase the value of the property, and 2, to increase the rental return that that property generates. We look for rundown properties in great areas. So we like to buy them at a discount because they're run down, and then we add value to them to improve the value and also improve the rental income that we receive from that property. So we look for a high value upside with minimal cost of work. So we're looking for about a $3 return in value for every dollar we spend on renovation. Another way to add value to an existing property is to subdivide or develop. This is where we look for large sites or large sections that can be split up to create multiple new sites to either on seller's land or to build on or develop new dwellings on and sell as a house and land package, or either to rent out and keep in our buy and hold portfolio. And this is quite often called infill housing. Another more advanced strategy for adding value to an existing property is what we call unit or strata titling. This is where we purchase a large block of units that are all on one legal title. What we then do is we go through the process of putting each unit onto its own separate title, and this can add a lot of value to the overall property, and that value far exceeds the costs of actually going through the process of unit titling. Each property can now be sold off individually, hence the gain in value. There's also some lending benefits there as well. Okay, now we come to positive cash flow, the good old cash cow properties. These are properties where when we purchase them and we finance them at 100%, they generate enough rental income to cover all of the costs of ownership, including the mortgage payments. And then we have a surplus rental income left over that we can take as an income. We look for these types of properties in high yield areas, so we generally don't find these in our main city centres. We can look for multi-unit type properties, blocks of flats, etc. We generally get a higher income compared to our purchase price. Or we can also look at creating positive cash flow by renting a property room by room rather than the whole property on one tenancy. Okay, it's now that we've finally come to the capital growth. Now, capital growth is simply the value growth of a property over time. So most property will double in value at least every 7 to 10 years. Now, properties purchased in good areas can actually increase in value much faster than this, and I saw this over the last few years where some of my portfolio actually tripled in value in only a 3 to 4 year period. So we love that. Okay, these are properties that we buy and hold for the long term, and the capital growth builds on the value of our properties, and we watch our net worth grow over time. Okay, so we've just recapped the types of deals that we're looking for to be able to make some money out of property, but how do we actually find these deals? Well, it's not easy, and we do face many challenges as property investors. Now, when people are first starting out in property, the biggest challenge that they face is identifying the opportunity or identifying the potential to make the profit out of these properties. So which properties do we buy? Which properties do we avoid? Which ones have the potential to make money? So most property opportunities are not as obvious as the one that's in the picture there. Great deals normally aren't advertised as great deals by real estate agents. Some of them try to say this is a great investment property, but generally they're not. We need to know what we're looking for. The second challenge that most of us face is the good old real estate agent. Now, whilst I've dealt with many real estate agents that have actually helped me a lot with my property investing, it's fair to say that the majority of agents don't actually know a great deal from a bad one. Most agents don't invest in real estate themselves. Most agents just want to make a sale and get their commission check. So you need to be aware of these things, and you need to be aware at what level of advice you actually take from a real estate agent. Okay, number 3 challenge is a lack of negotiation skills. We find that many people, when they're starting out, they get far too emotionally attached to the outcome, and they lose the ability to negotiate effectively to achieve the outcome that they are looking for. Or simply they just lack the experience and confidence to go out there, make offers, deal with agents, and put deals together for themselves. Simply, some people lack the time to actually go out there and look for deals and put property deals together themselves. So we all lead very, very busy lives, and trying to fit one more thing into our already busy lives is just not that easy. So property investing can actually be a part-time job. You know, we could spend anywhere from 20 to 30 hours at least out there in the real estate market looking at property deals, making offers, dealing with agents, doing due diligence just to find one deal. We might not even find that. So some of us that already have full-time jobs find it very, very hard to find the time required to actually go out there and look at property and put deals together ourselves. Okay, some property experts say that when we're looking for property deals, we should go out and we should look at least 100 properties to research the market. We may then find 10 that have potential. We may end up making offers on 3 of those properties, and the end result would be that we buy one. In reality, this is a huge amount of work, and it takes a huge amount of time to actually do. We believe that this is the number one reason why most people and most new investors struggle to find enough time in their week to actually look for property and do deals themselves.